Okay, Quadratics Part 4. Here's example 2 of word problems. A tour operator believes that the profit P in dollars from selling tickets is given by P of X is equal to 40 times X minus 0.25 times X squared. Using this model, how many tickets would give the maximum profit? What is the maximum profit the tour operator can expect? So it's asking me how many tickets to give the maximum profit, and then it's also asking what is the maximum profit. And if you looked back in your notes, when it's asking about a maximum or a minimum value, all they want really is my vertex. So my vertex is x equals the opposite of b. Now be careful. This right here is actually my a value, and this is my b value, because the a value is always in front of your x squared, and the b value is always in front of x. So x equals the opposite of b, which would be negative 40, divided by 2 times a. So basically that's negative 40 divided by negative 0.5, which is 80. So to answer the first question, the x value is 80. So how many tickets? 80 tickets would give me my maximum profit. So to get what my maximum profit is, I just plug in 40 times 80 minus 0.25 times 80 squared. And when I do that in my calculator, you get $1,600. So that would be my maximum profit. And that is all you have to really do for that one. So if a tour guide sells 80 tickets, they would reach their maximum profit of $1,600. Okay? That graph would look something like this. Here's the number of tickets. Here's my profit. So that would be the maximum value. I think this might be it. So this one might only be... I'm going to lose everything, but you can always rewind here. It is. I'm actually going to go back, though, because I never showed you any examples of finding the domain and range. So let me show you a couple of those. Let's do this one. Okay. The domain and the range. The domain, it's not a word problem. So my domain here, all real numbers. Okay. My range, since it's a maximum point up here, it's going to be y is less than or equal to whatever my y value is in my vertex, which is 12. So that would be the range and the domain of this equation. Now here's a good example because it erased everything. The domain and range without a graph in front of me, it's not a word problem. So my domain is all real numbers. But for the range, I need to think of two things. First of all, this is going to be, since it opens up, if I get a little picture in my head, my vertex will be a minimum value. So since it's a minimum value, that means y has to be greater than or equal to whatever the y value is of my vertex. So then I need to figure out my vertex. So I have to do the x value first. X equals the opposite of b, which is 2, divided by 2 times 3, which is 6. So my x value is 1/3. And then to get my y value, I'm going to do 3 times 1/3 squared minus 2 times 1/3 minus 8. So my y value of my vertex is negative 8 1/3. So y is greater than or equal to negative 8 1/3. So that is how I get my range if I don't have everything all graphed out. Again, A tells me whether it opens up or down. If it opens up, it's a minimum value. Some people think if it opens up, it should be maximum, but if it opens up, you've got a smallest value. If this 3 was negative, it would open down, and then it would be a maximum value. So then it would be y is less than or equal to negative 8 1/3. Okay? All right, that is all I have for quadratics. Hopefully this helps you to do your homework. If you have any questions, please, you can look in your book. You can reread this. You can go to my live binder, go to the quadratics chapter, and there's some on discriminant. There is some on intercepts and graphing and all kinds of good stuff. All right, I will see you Saturday.